At 75, I've seen a lot in life, but my biggest regret? Moving to a nursing home. When I decided to move, it seemed smart. My kids worried about me living alone and promised I'd get help while keeping my freedom. I believed them, but what I found was nothing like what they promised. If you're thinking about this choice for yourself, or someone you love, maybe you think it's safer, or you've heard it makes life easier. I want to share 6 things I wish I'd known before moving in. Because life in a nursing home isn't just about getting help. It changes everything. And once you're in, getting out isn't easy. Stay with me to the end because these lessons might surprise you. And if someone you know is thinking about a nursing home, this video might be just what they need before making this big decision. Let's get started. The worst shock wasn't the small room or eating with others, it was losing control of my own life. Before, I chose when to wake up, what to eat and how to spend my day. I could walk when I wanted, cook what I liked, or just sit in my favourite chair with a book. But in the nursing home, my time wasn't mine anymore. Everything ran on their schedule, not mine. Pills come at set times. Meals happen when they say, not when you're hungry. Want to go outside? You need to wait until someone can go with you. Even simple choices like what to eat or what to wear started feeling like privileges instead of basic rights. I remember waking up my first week looking around and thinking, this isn't my home. My things were gone. Instead, I had plain walls, a bed I didn't pick, and the feeling that I wasn't in charge anymore. The hardest part? Once you give up your freedom, getting it back is almost impossible. You stop arguing about dinner choices. You stop asking to go for walks when you want. You fit into their system, but you lose bits of yourself in the process. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the small freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you can imagine. One hard truth about nursing homes is seeing that life goes on without you. When I first moved in, my family said they'd visit often. At first they did. My son came weekly. My grandkids visited on weekends. For a while I still felt connected to my old life, but as months passed, visits got less frequent. My son started calling instead of coming. My grandkids got busy with school and sports. Holidays were hardest. Everyone promised they'd come, but plans often changed last minute, leaving me sitting alone in the common room with other residents watching the door, hoping someone would remember us. It wasn't that my family stopped loving me. Life just got busy. When you're not part of someone's daily life, it's easy for them to think you're fine, that you're adjusting, that you don't need as much attention. But the longer you're in a nursing home, the easier it is for people to forget how much you still need them. I remember sitting in my room one night, holding my phone, wondering if I should call my daughter. I didn't want to be a bother. I didn't want to remind her I was waiting for a visit that might never come. I put the phone down and it hit me. This was my life now, watching days go by, hoping someone would remember to include me. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready for the loneliness? Because no matter how much your family loves you once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to become out of mind. If you're finding these points helpful, please comment "visit" below to let me know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's keep going. When I moved to the nursing home, I thought I was just changing where I lived. I didn't know I was also changing why I lived. At home, I had tasks and hobbies that gave me reasons to get up each day. Even small things like watering plants, making coffee or tidying up gave me purpose. In the nursing home, those daily jobs disappeared. Staff made my meals, someone else cleaned. The plants, they weren't mine to care for anymore. At first I thought it would be nice to relax, no more chores, just rest. But after a few weeks something was missing. Days felt long with nothing to do but wait. I saw it in others too. People who once had energy now just sat around waiting for time to pass. There was a man named Bill, 80 years old, who had been a teacher all his life. At home he was always reading, writing and sharing stories. But here there was no one to teach. No one who valued his knowledge. I watched him get quieter each week, his mind once sharp now drifting. I feel empty, he told me one day, and I knew exactly what he meant. When you lose your purpose, life loses its meaning. Your mind slows, your body follows, and soon you're just another old person in a place where time moves, but nothing changes. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because once you move in, finding purpose isn't just about filling time. It's about fighting to keep the things that make you feel alive. Before the nursing home, I was doing well for my age. I wasn't running races, but I could take care of myself, walk to the store and cook my own meals. I had little routines that kept me moving, shopping, stretching in the morning, even just walking around my house. Once I moved in, everything changed. At first, it seemed nice to take it easy. Meals came to me. I didn't have to cook. If I needed something, I just pushed a button and someone would help. But what I didn't realize was that the less I did for myself, the weaker I got. I stopped moving as much. My legs got stiffer. I sat more than before. Soon getting up from a chair felt hard. The strength I'd built up over years disappeared faster than I ever expected. It wasn't just me. I saw others get weaker too. People who walked in on their own soon needed walkers. People who were once able to do things for themselves now needed help with basic tasks. The more help we got, the more help we seemed to need. I remember my friend Mary, who was 78 and lively when she first came. She used to walk around the building every day, saying she wouldn't slow down just because of her age. After a few months, she walked less. Then she started using a walker, then a wheelchair. One day she told me, "I don't know what happened, but I feel like I aged 10 years in just a few months. When you stop using your body, you lose it." And in a nursing home where everything is done for you, it's easy to forget that moving isn't just about getting around, it's about staying alive. If I had known how fast I'd lose my strength, I would have fought harder to keep moving, to stay active, to push myself even when I didn't feel like it. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, will you still push yourself to stay strong when everything is set up to make life effortless? If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment "strong" below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell. Your support helps me make more videos like this. Now let's continue. One thing I didn't think about before moving to a nursing home was how much privacy I'd lose. At home, I had my own space. I could close my door, sit quietly, and do things my own way. But in a nursing home, privacy is rare. From day one, I felt watched all the time. Staff come in and out, there are room checks. You're hardly ever alone. Even simple things like getting dressed or using the bathroom often need someone's help. I know staff are just doing their job, but it's hard to accept help with things you've done yourself your whole life. I remember my first week struggling with the idea that I had to ask permission for things I used to do without thinking. Want a shower? You might wait until someone can help. Need the toilet? Sometimes pressing the call button means waiting longer than comfortable. Even meal choices were limited. If you don't like what's served that day, too bad. And then there's roommates. Not everyone gets their own room, and sharing with someone you didn't choose can be hard. I was lucky to have a nice roommate, but others weren't so fortunate. Some had roommates who were loud, messy, or had problems that made sleep impossible. No matter how much you try to make your room feel like home, it's never truly yours. Dignity is hard to lose, and I didn't realize how much of mine I'd give up until I was already there. When people knock but don't wait for an answer before coming in, when you're talked to like a patient instead of a person, when your day follows a schedule you didn't make, it changes you. You start feeling less like yourself and more like just another name on a list. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the privacy and control you've had your whole life? When I first moved to the nursing home, I told myself it wasn't forever. I thought I'd try it out, and if I didn't like it, I could always leave. But I didn't realize how hard getting out would be once I was in. At first it seemed simple. If I didn't like it, I'd just go home. But home wasn't the same anymore. My house sat empty. Keeping it up from far away was hard. My kids had already started selling things they thought I wouldn't need, even talking about renting out the house. When I brought up the idea of moving back, they hesitated. Are you sure you can manage alone? Wouldn't it be safer to stay? We just want what's best for you. Then there was the problem of getting weaker. After months of not cooking, cleaning, or even walking much, I wasn't as strong as before. The freedom I once had slipped away, making the idea of living alone again seem scarier than I expected. I wasn't as sure I could do it, and that fear kept me stuck. I met others with the same story. They thought they'd try the nursing home for a while, only to find that leaving wasn't as easy as they thought. The longer you stay, the harder it gets to live outside again. Some people lost the choice completely when their homes were sold or their savings ran out paying for care. There was no going back. That's what no one tells you. Moving to a nursing home feels like a choice you can take back, but for most people it isn't. The nursing home slowly becomes your whole world, and before you know it, your old life starts feeling like a distant memory. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready for the chance that once you go in, leaving might not be as simple as you think? Because once you settle in, the walls to getting out, whether money problems, physical weakness or fear, can be harder to climb than you'd expect. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment "choice" below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell. Your support helps me reach more people who need to hear this. Now for my final thoughts. Looking back, I don't regret growing older, but I do regret thinking a nursing home was my only choice. I went in expecting safety, comfort, and a better life. What I found instead was a place that slowly took away my freedom, my privacy, my purpose, and even my sense of self. Does that mean all nursing homes are bad? No. Some people truly need the care they provide, but before making that choice, think carefully about what you're giving up, because once you move in, life will never be the same. If I could do it over, I would have fought harder to stay in my own home. I would have looked for more ways to get help without giving up my freedom. I would have made sure I really needed to be there before making such a big change. And if you're facing this choice now, I hope you take time to ask yourself, is this truly what's best for me or just what seems easiest right now? Because the life you have today, your routines, your freedom, your choices, is worth holding on to for as long as you can. Thank you for watching today. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned and how you might use it in your life. Your thoughts matter to us, so please share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe and share. Your support helps us keep making videos that inform and inspire. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.